So that's my air handler, and that's my blower motor, which is supposed to go in here, but it don't work. So we're gonna fix it. I know it's bad because whenever it has a leg of 110 here, a ground here, another leg of 110 here, and a 24-volt signal for the speed tap, it doesn't do that, but like super fast. It does this. So this motor's condemned. Never done this before, so today's gonna be a day. Yeah, I know, I shouldn't have hit it with a hammer off camera, but I did, and I regret it. The goal is to get this out without damaging the blower wheel in the slightest, because if it's out of balance, then that's also another huge expense that I don't want to spend. Yeah, that looks pretty clean. And now I have to undo the mushrooming. Yeah, it's still there. Okay, so that's about what I need. So the next step is we're going to actually hammer the blower wheel straight down some to hopefully knock it loose, because that's the easiest way to do it, and then spray penetrating oil all the way around for the 4th time. I sprayed it several times over the past week, so hopefully it did something. Alright, let's try something a little more solid. There it goes. Success. And that actually wasn't that hard to do once it broke loose, but you can see that rust in there really kept it together. Now, so that's a little neat trick on YouTube. I don't know if it's going to work. Crescent wrench on the shaft, and hold the fan motor, or hold the blower wheel, and oh, it works. Yeah, so that's most definitely broken loose now. Yeah, maybe a little more oil wouldn't hurt. Oh yeah, this is running right through there. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, I can definitely get the wheel puller on this now. I already broke apart this thing because I thought it was a problem, but apparently it wasn't. So what we're gonna do is put this on. Screw one of these screws through the through that right there. Also, while centering this whole thing to keep the middle part on the stub right here. So the idea is to run one of these through into where the set screw goes, and then these other two just kind of sit on the outside to keep this thing a little more stable. Step, once you get the blower wheel set back a little bit, you'll expose another rust line. What you'll do is come back in here with the drill brush and eliminate that too. Go ahead and relube it. Okay, at this juncture there's a potential that I might not even need my Chinese puller tool. That sounded kind of bad without that last part. Okay, I definitely feel more comfortable using the puller tool, so let's get that hooked up. Oh yeah, it's working like butter now. I don't even need a freaking wrench. Yeah, it's just going right through. Alright, but dang. Hey, would you look at that? Bad ECM motor is out. Now where's the new one? What the hell, Amazon? It's funny that I ordered both of these, like this tool and the blower motor at the same time, and this came in literally the next morning. But blower motor is still en route. However, I got that out. That's great. Alright, that's pretty clean, I think. Let's take that a step further. So, I love this stuff. Let's give it a nice little spray. Okay, Amazon, where you at? In the meantime, let's clean this coil. Oh, it's a stream. That's kind of nice. Turn on the flash, that might help. Okay, let's go on the inside. I don't think this has been done in the 13 years that this thing has been in here. The Ken is very adamant that this stuff be shaken up, so I'm getting a little violent with it. Oh, I guess I'm getting the side now. Thought this stuff isn't bad on skin. There we go. Alright, so now you can just spray this with water. Anything you spray in here will drain straight into the condensation pan and go straight to where it's supposed to go, so don't worry about that. Yeah, that's a little better. Okay, so the evaporator is mostly clean, and I used 2/3 of the water, so I'm just going to use the other 1/3 of the water to hopefully rinse and flush out this drip tray in here. See, I just took the spray nozzle off, and now I can do that. Oh yeah, that thing's just all kinds of junk coming out of there. Probably to the bottom too. This side's nice because I don't have to worry about splashing the wall, because that's a tray for a cross flow configuration of this air handler. So that's cool. Whoops. Yeah, I most definitely dripped a bunch in there. Oh well. Yes! Yeah! Boy, is it ever just in time. Yeah. I don't have any room. Oh well. Go ahead and hook up the fan. So I was doing some cleaning and I found something. That's neat. It's the manual to the thermostat I have. Alright, so it's held up pretty good. It's just that this thing didn't. Well, I got nothing to wait on. Let's get this thing back together.
It came! It finally came! The big one.
Oh yeah. That looks about right. G for ground, and L and N is the high voltage power inputs. Okay, the positive. Sweet. Almost in a pickle right here. I was wondering which way this blower wheel goes in, and I figured if I take the side that has the 4 mounting holes for the motor, and then I make the hub that the set screw bolts onto the shaft, if I made that face away from the motor, then that should be correct. Now we're getting somewhere. Turn that on its side. We'll do the real work. The motor is flat on its back. The mounting hardware is set in place. Right now, let's go ahead and tighten this band. Okay, that looks about right. Alright, that's all together. Now, let's attach this. It has two very distinct screws. This one and this one. Okay, now the fun part. So we pull this up where it's about halfway between max up, max down. About right there. Put in the set screw and send it home. Well, how do you know where halfway is? Well, mark it. Put a mark there, pull it up, and mark it, which I already did. And also, make sure you spin the motor shaft where it lines up with where the set screw goes. And then we'll just eyeball a halfway mark here, and then that's where we'll put it. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. I do believe it is ready to go.
Does that mean we have air?
About to, yeah.
Yay.
Hopefully. And that goes there. And I'll hold it up. I thought it would be way easier to rotate this motor by about one turn so I can access the pigtails easier and not have so much excess wire to tape up. There we go. See, now I can access the pigtails from the front easier. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. See, that wasn't lining up, but I loosened this screw, and now I got a little bit of wiggle room to work with. Alright, that's it. Now we'll remount the 24-volt transformer right about here. Now, I don't remember where this went. Maybe here, but it doesn't really comfortably reach, so I'm going to consult some old videos and see. Okay, so according to this, it was attached somewhere right in here. So I'm just going to redo that. Do it like that. Okay, I just undid one of the other screws I put in and put in the screw that was attached to it. That should be good. Okay, so the new motor came with this pigtail and like 3 or more feet of wire. I don't need it. But I noticed these 115, 230. I'm going to have to consult the instructions. Yeah, see, for 208 to 230 volts AC applications, install the yellow plug. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. I was seeing that, wondering what the hell it was for, but now I know. Now I know that was somewhere in here. Hope I can reach it. Okay, I took it back out because I can't see the plug, but now I can, so that's right there. Yeah, let's go ahead and put that in. Alright, yellow plug installed. Okay, this is the finished product. 24-volt transformer is back on. I plugged everything in. Put the speed tap and on the 2 blade, and I think this is a heat ramp up on 4. So, yeah, when your heat pump kicks on, that will ramp up your fan to, you know, blow more heat through when this is in cool mode. So, yeah, those are most definitely words. Now, next step is I'm going to wrap some electrical tape around these wires, zip tie them to this bracket, and then just make it nice and neat. How a heat pump works is whenever it's in heat pump mode, the condenser and evaporator are backwards from how your conventional setup is. So that becomes a condenser and it pulls heat through the system, and then throughout the house it uses less electricity than the heat strips which are on top. But every once in a while these systems have to go into a defrost mode, which turns the evaporator back into an evaporator, and it blows cold air, which sucks during heat, and during that cold air cycle the heat strips come on, which means the blower motor ramps up to blow more air through or across the heat strips to counteract the cold air coming through the evaporator. So that's what this white wire that going into the number 4 speed tap is for. It's taped up and secured. I like that. I don't like loose wire nuts, so I handled that while I was here too. I'm really not a fan of bare wires just touching this metal right here in this pass-through, so that's going to get some tape around it. I might put a piece around this, like around all these, just to make it nice and pretty, and so vibrations over time don't rub these wires loose and against the metal and cause a short, potentially a fire. Okay, here is the finished product. I'm pretty happy with that. Feel a lot better knowing that there's no wires that's going to rub through the sharp metal and short out, so that's cool. I'm going to put the nice little fancy sticker on here, you know, just so the next guy knows, and hopefully it won't be me. Okay, so this is the finished product. I got the panel's back on. I didn't plug this in because I don't think it actually works anyway. I did have to add some temporary tape here to, you know, get rid of the air intrusion issue, which I think was a big part of why there was so much mold inside this thing. Well, I'm gonna pick up some foil tape later and like do every single gap just to be sure, because I'm pretty sure this thing is not very well sealed, but it is clean. So we'll put this air filter back on, and we'll go start it up. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous as shit right now. No fire. Cool. Place as quiet as possible. Okay, moment of truth. No, not heat. Cool. I hear the refrigerant. Turn the fan on mode just in case. How did it just drop? That was weird. No fan yet. Oh, we got a fan. You see the filter go in a little bit? Oh, you hear it? So apparently they have a like a learning mode. Whenever you turn it on, oh yes, it's blowing. It blows. So it's learning itself. It will go on and off during this learning period, allegedly, and you know, if it does that, don't touch it. Just let it ride, let it rip, let it do its thing. Oh, I don't know if it's blowing on the speaker, but I can feel it. Yes! And no fire, great success. It's not shaking, which means I didn't leave a tool in the fan. So that's cool. That's hot, which is good. This is cold, which is good. And yeah, I think it's working. Get out of here, you. Don't need your stinking butt here no more. This whistling's annoying, but I think that's just a filter. Yeah, oh yeah. It's pulling some wind. Oh yeah. Yeah, that looks normal. Cool. So, success.